Good morning, and welcome to the first episode of my deep dive series into the Salem witch trials. Let's just go ahead and jump right in because I'm sure none of us have been living under a rock for the last almost 400 years. The Salem witch trials occurred in colonial Massachusetts between early 1692 and mid 1693. More than 200 people were accused of practicing witchcraft, the devil's magic, and 20 were executed. Why was this? Well, in the medieval and early modern eras, many religions, including Christianity, taught that the devil could give people known as witches the power to harm others in return for their loyalty. A witchcraft craze rippled through Europe from the 1300s to the end of the 1600s. Tens of thousands of supposed witches, mostly women, were executed. Though the Salem witch trials took place just as the European craze was winding down, local circumstances explain their onset. Since 1689, English monarchs William and Mary started a war with France in the American colonies. Known as King William's War to the Colonists, the conflict ravaged regions of upstate New York, Nova Scotia, Quebec, sending refugees into the county of Essex and, specifically, Salem Village in the Massachusetts Bay Colony. Salem Village is present-day Danvers, Massachusetts. Colonial Salem town became what's now Salem. The displaced people placed a strain on Salem's resources, aggravating the existing rivalry between families and ties to the wealth of the port of Salem and those who still depended on agriculture. So, hey, we're not gonna eat. Get rid of them. Controversy also brewed over the Reverend Samuel Parris, who became Salem Village's first ordained minister in 1689 and quickly gained a reputation for his rigid ways and greedy nature. The Puritan villagers believed all the quarreling was the work of the devil. I'm sorry, coffee. Can't quite talk straight yet. In January 1692, Parris's daughter Elizabeth, or Betty, age 9, and niece Abigail Williams, age 11, started having fits. They would scream, throw things, scream peculiar sounds, utter grunts, contort themselves into strange positions, etc. A local doctor blamed the supernatural. Another 12-year-old girl, Ann Putnam Jr., experienced similar episodes. On February 29th, under pressure from the magistrates Jonathan Corwin and John Hawthorne, colonial officials tried the local cases, and the girls blamed 3 women for afflicting them. Tituba, who was a Caribbean woman enslaved by the Parris family, Sarah Good, who was a homeless beggar, and Sarah Osborne, an elderly, impoverished woman. All 3 women were brought before the local magistrates and interrogated for several days starting on March 1st, 1692. Osborne claimed innocence, as did Good, but Tituba confessed. She said the devil came to me and bid me serve him. She described elaborate images of black dogs, red cats, yellow birds, and a tall man with white hair, who wanted her to sign his book. She admitted that she signed the book and claimed there were several other witches looking to destroy the Puritans. With the seeds of paranoia planted, a stream of accusations followed over the next few months. Charges against Martha Corey, a loyal member of the Church of Salem, greatly concerned the community. If she could be a witch, then anyone could, right? Magistrates even questioned Good's 4-year-old daughter, Dorothy, whose timid answers were construed as a confession. She's 4 years old. How can you get a confession out of a 4-year-old? But I digress. The questioning got more serious in April when the colony's deputy governor, Thomas Danforth, and his assistants attended the hearings. Dozens of people from Salem and other Massachusetts villages were brought in for questioning. On May 27, 1692, Governor William Phips ordered the establishment of a special court of oyer, which means to hear, and terminer, to decide, for Suffolk, Essex, and Middlesex counties. The first accused witch brought in front of the special court was Bridget Bishop. She was an older woman known for her gossipy habits and promiscuity. When asked if she committed witchcraft, Bishop responded, "I am as innocent as the child unborn." The defense must not have been convincing because she was found guilty and on June 10th became the first person hanged on what was later called Gallows Hill. Just a few days after the court was established, respected Minister Cotton Mather wrote a letter imploring the court not to allow spectral evidence, testimony about dreams and visions. The court largely ignored this request, sentencing the hangings of 5 people in July, 5 more in August, and 8 in September. On October 3rd, following in his son Cotton's footsteps, Increase Mather, who is the president of Harvard at the time, denounced the use of spectral evidence. It were better that 10 suspected witches should escape than one innocent person be condemned. Phipps, in response to these pleas and his own wife's questioning as a suspected witch, prohibited further arrests and released many accused witches. He dissolved the Court of Oyer and Terminer on October 29th, replacing it with a Superior Court Judicature, which disallowed spectral evidence and condemned just 3 out of 56 defendants. By May 1693, Phipps had pardoned all those imprisoned on witchcraft charges, but the damage was already done. 19 men and women had been hanged on Gallows Hill. Giles Corey, Martha's 71-year-old husband, was pressed to death in September 1692 with heavy stones after refusing to submit himself to trial. At least 5 of the accused died in jail. Even animals fell victims to the mass hysteria, with colonists in Andover and Salem Village killing 2 dogs believed to be linked to the devil. So, did these dogs go to heaven? Because all dogs go to heaven, right? 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 Now, what are your thoughts? Were there really witches, or was the ultimate outcome of the original accusations an elaborate ploy by the government to gain more property and wealth? What do you think? Let me know in the comments, and as always, like, follow, and subscribe for more history and folklore from New England. As for myself, I'm going to be researching my next in this series and grabbing some W energy drink because, oh, dude, you guys gotta try that. It's like really good. But I digress. Coffee first. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. As always, like, subscribe, follow, etc., etc. Love you, bye!